everyone. Welcome to the Unit 3 pitch dictation lesson. For this unit, we are going to go back to the minor scale and we're going to do the whole scale. So we're going to add on scale degrees 6 and 7. So first, let's start off by looking at the harmonic minor scale on the page. You'll recognize the pentachord that we used in Unit 1. You've got Do, Re, Me instead of Mi, so it's a lowered third scale degree. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol. Now in natural minor, so you don't alter anything, we have Le, Te, Do. But that's kind of, if you listen to that, there's nothing really to draw our ears back to Do and to establish that tonality. So what we do the majority of the time is we raise the 7th scale degree and we kind of mix in a little bit of the major and use T, or a raised 7th scale degree, by half a step, and we get Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Le, Ti, Do. So that interval there is a little interesting between Le and Ti. You'll hear it has this sort of unique sound to it. So that is what we call an augmented second. So it's when you take a major second and you add another half step onto it. It's an augmented second. Now, if you heard that by itself, if I asked you what's that interval, you'd say it was a minor third because it's enharmonically equivalent, meaning G sharp and A flat are the same frequency to a minor third. But when we hear it in context, it sounds like an augmented second. It definitely doesn't feel like a minor third feels. Okay, so we're going to see that a lot, and for all of our melodic dictations and pitch dictations, we're only going to use the harmonic minor scale, okay? So you don't have to worry about, there's natural minor and then there's melodic, but we're just going to stick to the harmonic minor scale. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So first of all, let's get it in our ear and sing that scale. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Do, Ti, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. Okay, good. So let's try some pitch dictation. The first one we're going to do, you're going to have 2 sets on the homework. You're going to have one that's stepwise and then one that is with skips. And you're going to do some work with solfege and then some work with just putting the pitches on the staff. So let's go ahead and do one that's stepwise. This one we're going to start in bass clef, and it's going to be in A minor. The relative major of A minor is C major, and that means we have no sharps or flats. So we're just going to start with this. Nice and simple. But your starting pitch is going to be an E. So in solfege, what would that be? Think. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol. It's a 5th scale degree, so we're starting on Sol. So mark out your paper, your manuscript, your whiteboard, whatever, with 8 spaces. We're going to stick with 8 pitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should have that. And we're going to end on Do. So you can go ahead and write in ending on Do. Hopefully you can see that. And let's give it a shot. So this first listening, again, we're going to do the same process. The first listening, you are just going to listen. You're not writing anything down. You're just taking it all in. Okay, so let's give it a shot. We're down here. Let me actually play the key for you before we start. Okay, and we're starting all the way down here. Sol. So, okay, so for this first listening, just listen. How'd that go for you? Okay, so we know we end on Do, and do we end low Do, high do. We end high do. So we can go ahead and let's mark that in on our staff to just get some landing marks here. Landmarks. Okay. So we start do, or we start in sol, and we end on do up at the top of the staff. Okay. So now let's go ahead and draw in arrows for, are we going down or up? Okay. And remember, this is stepwise, so keeping to steps. Let's go ahead and try this out. So start in sol, draw your arrows. Okay. One more time for arrows. Okay, so what do you have? So we go down, up, and then it's a whole bunch of up, right? Up, 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 down. So we're just going, after we go down here, we go up the scale. So now I want you to take a minute, pause the video, and write in your solfege to do, okay? So we know we're going stepwise. So just write in your solfege. So you can skip the step or skip step, okay? So write in your solfege and come back, okay? Okay, good. So let's write it in together. So down from sol, sol, fa, sol, lay, T. Remember, we've got that raised T, do, re, do. Okay? Now, pause once again and translate into pitches. Okay, good? Do that and come back. Okay, good. So let's do it together. So sol, fa down to D, sol. We already know sol because we already had it. Sol, lay. Now for T, remember we have to raise it by half a step. So we're going to get F, and then we're going to have G sharp. Do, up to re, down to do. So you can see here we have that augmented second, which is why it may have sounded, you may have been like, well, that doesn't really sound like a step to me, because it looks like a step on the paper, but in actuality, it's that augmented second. That if you hear in isolation, sounds like a minor third, and I'll show you. So F, G sharp is the same note on the keyboard, or the same frequency as A flat, if you see that there. Okay? So that we would label as a minor third, and a augmented, the F to G sharp, we would label that as an augmented second. Okay? Good. Let's try another one. This time we're going to be in treble clef, and we are going to be in F minor. So set up your staff, think through what's the key signature for F minor, and we're going to start on do. Okay? Set that up and come back. Okay. Good. So F minor, the relative major is A flat. So we've got 4 flats. We're starting on do, and we're going to end on do. And now we can have skips. So this first time, you're just going to listen, and then we're going to get into some arrows, and then we're going to listen for steps versus skips. Okay? Let's give it a go. I'll give you your key first to start. Okay, good. So again, just listen. Okay, so now let's do 2 listenings for just drawing your arrows. Here we go. this time, I want you to sing along with me. Okay, so you're still drawing your arrows, you're double checking them, and you're singing along. Okay, so what do we have? We have down, up, 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 down, down, up. Okay? So now I will give you a hint. There's a lot of skips. There's a lot of skips, and there is one that could be considered a leap, and we'll talk about it when we get there. But it leaps to a tendency tone, so hopefully you can grab it. One question, do we come back to do at all? So listen if you hear do. Do, do. Do you hear that again? Do. You could even try singing it this whole time if you want. But try and listen for step versus skip in this listening. And also listen for, do you hear T? T is an easy one to listen for, and if you do, make a little mark. Okay, here we go. Sing it along with me. What's that second to last interval? Da, da, ti, do. So go ahead and write that in. We end on ti, do. I'm going to actually go ahead and translate it into marks too on my staff. So T is an E natural, right? Remember, we have to raise that 7th scale degree. And then do, because we know we're going to end on do. So what's going on here? There's a lot of skips, right? So now on this listening, mark where you hear a step versus a skip. And also keep in mind that lay to T may sound like a skip, but on paper it's going to look like a step. So keep that in mind also. So what I want you to do is you could try writing in a K for skip or a T for a step. So try that. Listen once again. And sing. Da, 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 da. Okay. So now, if you need more listenings, back the video up a bit and listen some more, but I'm going to have you guys go ahead and take what you have and see if you can translate it into solfege on your paper. So pause the video, work it out, get more listens if you need to, and then I'm going to show you the answer, okay? Try that out. Okay, good. So let's look at what we have. So we go from do. It's definitely not a step because that would be do, ti. Instead it's da, da. Do, lay, and then your only option from lay, if you're going up, is to step or skip, and it's not going do, lay, do. Instead it's going do, lay, ti. And here I faked you out a little bit because the T doesn't resolve. It actually delays the resolution. It's a little harmony rule that we'll talk about later, but we go lay to T, and then we keep going up. We don't go to do. Do, do. We go T, re. T, re, and then do we step or skip? This would be a step. Da, 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 da. It's a skip. So re skipping up is fa. And then does it go fa, me, or fa, re? Fa, re would be da, 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 re, fa, re. But it goes re, fa, me. And then we get me, ti, do, which is going to be the only leap that we're going to have for this unit, okay? So everything else is going to be an interval of a third, but you can have a leap between me and ti, usually at the end of a melody. Okay, so now take a minute, pause the video again, and translate that solfege into pitches on your staff. I'll show it to you once again. Okay, pause, come back. Okay, good. Let's try it out. Change colors here. So lay, do down to lay is F to D flat. T is E natural. Then we skip to re. We skip to fa, which is B flat. We step down to me, so you're just moving down one step to A flat. And then we leap to T and we step to do. Okay. Great. Okay, now go to the Aural exercise. They won't usually have this many skips. You better make some skips and steps. But do keep an ear out for that me, ti leap, because you will see some of that. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.